Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Just want to update you quickly about the Cardano chart. Obviously, we have done the minimum requirements that we need to do to complete that correction here. I told you down here, we don't need to get any lower. We already did reach my target area, which was originally higher. Yeah, so it has done what it needs to do to complete the correction. The next logical level was this area here between 55 and 30 cents. And to be honest, if Bitcoin decides to get rejected from that resistance level where it currently is in that triangle, there's a good chance that we can get it lower here. Okay, so in no way we have a confirmed breakout yet. It's too early to talk about that. But what I communicate here in this video is more a short-term view. Yeah, because there's a lot of viewers here currently on these Cardano videos, and I know when Cardano is moving, it always gets very interesting. When it's not moving and just moving down, it's obviously getting very, very boring. But then as soon as it moves, it can move quickly as well. But we had a few fake outs here in the past as well. But the interest is significant, especially as the ecosystem is developing. You know, we have a hard fork coming up, and a few people ask me what is actually a hard fork. Well, basically, keep it simple. It's basically an upgrade to a network, yeah, where they, for example, make things easier for DApp developers. You know, they change certain things in terms of the programming language and so on. So hard fork basically changes the network in a certain way, or the blockchain basically. So there are certain changes that are implemented, and I can go into detail maybe in the Sunday's live stream if you want to. What are we doing here in the short term? That is, I think, what I wanted to communicate here. So I'm currently building and really restructuring here a little bit my portfolio. So I will update that on Discord as well for channel members shortly. So as you might know, I've got my HODL portfolio that is really a long-term portfolio that I tend to only accumulate with really a time perspective of 3 to 4 years. That is really a really long-term portfolio, yeah. And I hope really to get some life-changing gains with that portfolio. That's just one point. Then I've got my portfolio where I share my buy and sell orders on Discord. That is more the long-term swing trade portfolio, where I hope, for example, where we bought down here, yeah, and where I hope to then take profits maybe close to the all-time high. And then obviously the next target would be that 1.618 extension at around $4, $4.50. So this is sort of the larger swing trade portfolio. But then I also have I'm building a short-term trading portfolio, because I want to do that more and more as I do this more and more full-time, move away from my corporate career towards doing what I did in the past full-time, which is trading. Don't want to do day trading. This is just nothing for me, but I want to take short-term trades, and depending on how much money you put in there, these can also this can easily make a living, right? So I'm currently building that sort of, and I'm thinking of developing this a little bit more. Let me know if you find that positive. It's not for everybody, but I want to have basically 3 portfolios: a long-term swing trade portfolio, a HODL portfolio, and that shorter time frame trading portfolio, which can also earn someone a living. And based on that, I'm thinking about taking a long trade here for Cardano, but for me it's a bit too early still, because for me the potential here that we come down once more is still too high. So what we currently have here is basically you've got this ascending trend line. Maybe I need to move that now a little bit. So let me take that out, because we can draw here after we broke out of that descending trend line. Obviously we started to move up. We can now draw here a new trend line. So we currently have basically a pullback to that trend line here, yeah. Currently have a pullback to that trend line, and this is positive, because a pullback to a trend line is one possible entry opportunity. We had here, you could maybe call it even a bull flag that formed here. We talked about that in the previous video. Could be something coming here, and we potentially also broke out of that flag now, but what we need to get above now is that previous rejection point here at $1.14. That is exactly the level that I mentioned earlier in the video, and we haven't broken it yet. And that is the level. If we break above that, then you can expect here, I think, some upside at least to the next level, $1.16, and then potentially also to $1.19. That those would be the first targets, and if we move beyond that, we could even move to 126. For me, I'm still waiting a little bit, because as long as we haven't broken above this level here, which is that 114 level, the potential that we come down and break that trend line to the downside is still very, very large. So that is where I would enter a long trade here, should we really break above that 114 level. I can't promise you that I actually see it, but I will make channel members aware as soon as I do it, because what we can also see on this chart here, not only that W pattern here, but it has also become an inverse head and shoulder. So basically you made your low here, yeah, your head, and now we see the right shoulder is basically a higher low, and you can also see this could even be classed as a ascending triangle, yeah, which is also bullish. So all of that adding together here shows me that we could really break to the upside, but for me, in terms of entering a trade, that would be too risky to do it without breaking above that 114 level. I would also want to see ideally a retest of that 114 level, ideally on the 4-hour candle. Sometimes it can go quickly, so it's all about reacting spontaneously. And then would want to see additional volume, which is difficult on the weekend. So doing something like that on a weekend always involves more risk. Please understand that. But what I really like about this here currently is that we have a pullback to a trend line, and a pullback is often more reliable in terms of a trade entry, at least according to my experience, compared to, for example, a breakout of a pattern. Yeah, breakout is pretty much what everybody's trading, but pullbacks, less people are trading, and this has higher chances of success. Now that's my current view on Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.